Hello YouTube, welcome to a banger video. And this game, or well, these games, he got 19 wins, 1 loss, 2 rank 1 in Korean Challenger, dude. And I'm not gonna lie, I think this is such a crazy run. And if you'd ask me if how many people I know that got like this match history, and by the way, not only playing Rengar, as you can see, Rengar is his highest win rate, but he got it with Jax, he got it with Vi, he got it with Sylas, Mundo, Kiana, Kha'Zix, bro, he did not even play one champ only, okay? And this is not coincidence, it's a bit lucky of course, but you can see basically that like, he is being so consistent, and I'll be showing you what you can do in your own games to have like good results. Not as good, I think, because even I don't have this, right? But the things that he's doing consistently to achieve this match history and rank 1. And I'll be covering everything that you need to understand and why he does this. And it's 5 things which I'll be teaching you. And let's get straight into the video. Alright, so one thing I'm gonna do, right, is that I'm just gonna, well, go to certain timestamps and show you what he's doing consistently, okay? And this is example 1. He just got a kill, and just to give some context, okay? And this is as well very important. His adaptability is very, very good, okay? So I'm just gonna play a little bit of the early game, not too much, but I just want to really show you what makes him exceptional. And even I learned a few things, right? And I've played the game for quite a while. But take a look here, okay? He's just chilling in the river and he sees a Zed. The first thing he does is obviously ping, hey, careful bot lane. So you might be wondering, why is he staying here? So the main reason why he's staying here is because, well, if he goes for bot lane gank, guess what? He can take a double crap. If he doesn't go for bot lane gank, he might have to bounce. But this depends on how strong he is, right? But you see right now how he sees right now that enemy bot lane has priority. He's very good at consistently looking at, okay, can my laners move first? Yes or no? In this situation, clearly no. So he's like, well, see you later, boy. But if Zed for some reason went for a gank, he could have went double crap and keep farming, right? But now, here's the thing. He went towards the top side, enemy Rengar decides to fight, and this is his last game to rank 1, okay? He gets a kill. Boom. Wonderful. What does he do consistently to win? Well, honestly, I explain these things in my course as well, right? And he's doing a lot of things that are very similar, which is that after a kill objective, right? Well, what does the enemy jungler want to do? Guess what? He's instantly thinking, what can enemy jungler do? The first thing is telling his teammates, back off, don't push. Enemy team is coming towards top side. Careful, don't push. So he knows already, okay, if Jax is gonna push this wave, the enemy jungler might kill him, so don't push this wave. The moment he generates a lead, he wants to make sure he maintains his lead. How does he maintain his lead? By making sure his laners are not pushing and dying, right? So fasting forward a little bit, take a look here, okay? As he's going towards the bot side here, he knows as well Zed cleared top to bot, so he knows that Zed is going into bot side, right? So him knowing now that Zed is bot side, look at how he communicates. He knows, okay, Zed should be here soon. So first thing that he does is he checks the wave, added this part that I open Epic Pen. And after checking the wave, he sees, well, this wave is slow pushing towards the enemy team. So what does this mean for him? Well, that means that they're in potential danger that they might die. So what's the thing he's doing? And he sees Twisted Fate level 6. Knowing all of this information, he's like, yo, he might be here. You guys should be really careful. And you see, he tells them what to do. Because if he wants to base right now, okay? If their laners are holding the wave here, guess what? His laners will die, right? So instead of him actually like basing, he's recognizing, well, okay, they should be on paper to crash the wave. But now they decided to fight. And this is where adaptability comes in. He knows Zed is around the corner. So he's trying to see what he can do and if there's something he can do. If not, well, that's life. But he made sure that, first thing first, he wanted his laners to push, but it didn't listen. They decided to go for a random fight instead of pushing the wave, which led to them dying. But after he, of course, had his laners die, look what he does next, right? He's now communicating, okay, well, I want to go for the objective, which is, well, the Krabby Patty. And he's communicating to his teammates, yo, boys, I'm kind of bouncing, be safe. But as he takes his Krabbies here, look what's next, okay? He wants to go for an invade, and I want you to pause a little bit and think, what would you do if you go for this invade? Because he's level 6, enemy Zed's level 5, just so you know, so he's stronger. How would you make this invade successfully? And just think about it, and then play and see what happens, okay? But basically right now, he knows, well, Zed's level 5, he's going for invade, and look how he communicates. He knows now he wants to go for invade. He pings Jax in his face, so he sees, yo, I really want to invade, I need you, okay? So as he's invading now, he's looking mid lane, confirming, okay, how's mid lane situation? Is this guy gonna come or what? So you can see even, like, I'm not sure if he pinged, but someone pinged, yo, please, can you look at me? So what is he doing? He's getting his laner's attention, and he's giving them the reason, right? A lot of people just give them the reason, but don't get their attention. So right now you can see he's going for invade here. His laners are fully aware. And this is the crucial part here too. He's not over chasing the Zed. And why is this? He knows right now, okay, and in very high elo, people think about this, you know, what's next objective, right? Like usually after a kill or objective or a play, right, what's next? So what's next? Grubbies are spawning in 1 minute, and all his topside camps are up. So what would he like to do? He would like to clear all his topside camps, right? So look, he's now clearing all his topside camps, and now he sees the Grubbies are up. So now he's level 7 as well. He didn't waste any time trying to take his Gromp because he just wants to respawn his own camps. And now, well, he's level 7 against level 6 Zed. Even if he has a lot of gold, currently with Jax and Akali as well, if he fights in the top side, he would never lose this. Even without a base, he's currently legit Thanos. Zed is so useless. So if you're very strong, you don't really have the base. But anyway, take a look now, okay? He's basically taking the objective here. And after he takes the objective, okay, how do you want to be as consistent as possible? So he now knows what to play for. And pay attention to his pings. He basically now knows, okay, there's no objective on the map right now. My mid and top are super strong. How can he lose this game? And I have a general rule, and I think he just does it automatically because it's like how to play the game, right? But if you just break it down logically, there's 2 ways to lose the game. What's that? Number 1, your laners are boosted. This is something you cannot control. Number 2, your laners died to enemy jungle. That is something you can control. And the best way to recognize that is by understanding where and what can enemy jungle go. So if you think about this logically, right? And you go on the map right now. What does Muno want to do right now? He wants to full clear all his camps. He now needs to recognize, okay, what can the enemy jungle do right now? Well, what he can do is based off where his teammates are located. So if you see Akali, let's say, hit the bot lane tower, he might be maybe in danger, right? So right now as a jungler, let's be honest, if you're farming, you're not really doing anything. So what you can do is look at your laners. And you see what's happening right now on the map. He sees a fight right now. And as he's seeing a fight, he's basically like seeing, okay, well, Twisted Fate's mid lane, Smolder's bot lane. This is 3 against 2 maximum, or 3v3 if TF joins later. They'll be fine. But as the fight gets a bit prolonged, right? And Twisted Fate is coming. He's now just hovering and seeing if he can do something. But this is a crucial part as a jungler. What makes him very consistent. As a Mundo, if you see this fight here and they just got a kill and all the scamps are here, does he want to like join this fight? Or does he want his teammates to back off? Because think about it, right? If the fight's overextended here, these guys just run through the tower. Is Mundo wasting time? He is, right? So what should Mundo do? Mundo should now just spam ping them. Just don't fight. This play is not guaranteed. What is guaranteed? Him taking his camps, him getting his item power spike, and him preparing for the next objective, okay? That is guaranteed. You see as well here, he pings assistance bot lane. Or someone's pinging it, maybe it's Akali. But basically, you just want to go back to bot lane and just farm up, let Mundo get his full clear off base, and be ready for the next objective. You can see right now, they just got the kill here. There's nothing going on. He's instantly thinking, what do I want to play for next? He wants to play for scamps and potentially play for top lane tower. Do you see how like after every single play, he's aware, okay, what am I playing for next? As a jungler, if you want to know exactly what to play for next, this can be a bit complicated because I've had students ask, well, Kirei, I don't know what to play for next. There's so many things to do. It's always a lot of conditions, but usually, okay, to simplify it, I explain like everything more in depth in my courses, but I'll explain a bit on my YouTube, which is usually want to think about, okay, you know, what objective a bit, okay? And ideally, with strongest laners. Because if you want to play for Drake and your bot lane 0-6, but your mid and top is 6-0. You're not really playing for Drake without your strongest laners, right? So this is like a general idea, at least so you know what to play for. Specifically on what's the highest priority, that's a different story. I have like a full in-depth video about it on my course, and this takes too long to explain, so I'll keep it simple for now. But yeah, it's mostly this, okay? Do you see here, by the way, how as well he just killed the Rengar, okay? And he's going for a base right now. He saw the Zed base as well, and right now he knows that as long as Zed doesn't greet like a pig, because no one is actually showing on mid or bot, and if he doesn't die here, he's gonna be fine. So do you see how he's spamming him? Please, play safe. Because as a jungler, you need to know how to generate the lead. After you generate the lead, you need to be able to maintain the lead. For the people that have watched my early game course, you probably know what I mean. But if you manage to generate the lead and maintain your lead, then you can snowball your lead. So currently, he generated his lead. He's now trying to maintain his lead by making sure his laners don't die. Because just so you know, if Zed gets a random kill on top lane, he's not really maintaining his lead. And now he wants to start doing number 3, which is snowballing his lead. How does he do that? So right now, it's by him understanding what's my strong laner and where can I whoop their booties. So the Drake is spawning in 2 minutes. Not many objectives up, but since he has no much business here, he's just playing for control here, and after drinking some control, it allows their ball lane to play safe, and then he's gonna go back to farming. But right now, by just taking some wars, and he has not much business, he's making sure his laners aren't dying, and yes, while his wolves might be up, it's just one camp. In my personal opinion, if you can take full control of the enemy jungle, especially if you're winning, you don't lose the game. And now, you see, he currently wants to snowball his lead. Do you see how he's pinging on the way towards the blue buff, and he's pinging as well his other laners, I believe, to join him soon. Because even if you ping once, sometimes you have to remind your laners. So as he wants to go for invade here, pay attention to his pings, okay? So he wants his bot lane probably to play safe, because think about it, right? As long as his bot lane is not dying right now, he's gonna be able to take the blue buff for free, and he's burger chilling. You see the Zed, he's just joining the blue, and now going for a fight. And you can see, he's just gonna take all his camps, and he's currently definitely snowballing his lead. He generated the lead, he maintained his lead by good jungle tracking, and now he's joining his camps. And of course, as he's invading, he's looking at the basic stuff, right? Like lane priority and stuff like that. But yeah, now there's a fight, and as there's a fight, of course, just, well, take a look. This is crucial, okay? Do you see right now how he just took a kill? He's instantly pinging back off. Do you see how he's going for small victories? Even previously, he went for the Grom before the Grubby spawned. He just took the blue buff, I think. He just left. He took his camps. Here, he's communicating very clearly, back off, don't die. He's not like just playing and not communicating, right? He tells exactly, okay, I want you to back off now. I'm down to fight here and I need you here for this fight. He's basically dictating which fights he wants to take and which fights he doesn't want to take. And right now, of course, it's very important that he, well, has a game plan, right? So he generates a bit of a lead. He wants to maintain his lead. Maintaining lead part as well. Base timers is pretty important. So right now, he wants to play for the Drake. You see, he pings, okay, Drake is up in 25 seconds. Now he thinks, okay, if I want to increase my chances of winning, how do I do that? He wants to clear his weak side camps, which is his top side. Then he wants the base to be as strong as possible. And then he wants to fight for the Drake. Till he's not there on the map, he has one job right now, which is ping his laners to back off. Because if his laners die right now, as he's farming, it's very bad. So, of course, he's gonna buy his items, and this is the only timer his laners can die. So, his one job, literally. Ping what he wants to play for, and ping his laners to play safe, in case they go aggressive, okay? So now, you can see, this Nautilus wants to go in. He's like, well, I want to play for Drake, boys. And Cassio died. And here's the mistake that he didn't do. Right now, he focused too much on what he wanted, instead of the process. Instead of him pinging there, on the way to the Drake permanently, in this case, in my opinion, he made a mistake. He should have spam pinged the laners that he thinks can die. So right now, you see Nautilus was maybe looking for a hook, when Mundo is not here. So you should be pinging, please, both you back off and don't fight. What he should have done here is like think, okay, which wave do we want to contest the Drake? Which is this wave that's coming up. Because Akali should be able to get priority against Smolder, and Akali should be able to push a move. So if he actually pinged his Cassio to be back, he might still die. If Cassio would back off, they would contest together this mid lane wave with Akali hovering. They would just push the mid lane wave, and they would then get the Drake. So there's a small mistake on his side, which is not communicating, yo, just don't die right now. So he failed actually to maintain his lead, okay? And of course, Cassio is just fucking griefing, but you need to be as consistent as possible with this. And now though, just so you know, he wants to go for this fight here. And just so you wonder, why does he want to fight this when Cassio just died? Well, first things first, Mundo is really Thanos at the moment. And even if they get the Drake here, okay, he's basically focusing on the fight. So let's say he can start fighting instantly here. You don't want to do that. You want to wait a little bit till the Drake gets a bit lower and then look for a fight and wait for Cassio as long as possible if you think you're strong enough. Unless, of course, someone makes a silly mistake, like Twisted Fate, you go on him. Because now, if someone's getting caught off guard like this, you can just run him down. Zed now has to make a decision. Do I help him or do I continue finishing the Drake? And Zed decided to continue finishing the Drake, but in return they lost the fight. Even if Twisted Fate wasn't trolling here, okay? Cassiopeia, technically on paper, he based, and enemy team didn't base, so they would have team tempo. So this would as well help you have map control, and that is good as well to like I call this slow contesting, right? You just want to like play with them and like in the end focus on the fight and not care about the Drake as much, which is what he did. He didn't care that much about the Drake. He just cared about winning the fight, getting tempo and pressure on the map, and that is more important, okay? Anyway, so right now he definitely generate elite again. Same thing, and I really want to put emphasis on it. If you want to be consistent with this, okay, you need to understand what the enemy team can do after getting a kill. Do you see now how he writes no R, TF has R? He's basically indicating to Jax, yo, let's go rank 1 in the chat, look at that. But he's basically indicating, hey, be careful about what the enemy team can do, because this is the moment he wants to maintain his lead. How does he do that? Take his camps, get a good base timer, ping his laners to not int. So as he's like farming here, okay, he's basically making sure, okay, please guys, you guys have one job, just don't die in this moment here. Let me take my camps, and then I'll be joining you guys. You can see he's taking his raptors, and now he's going through mid lane. And now, of course, they will go for this objective here. So in this situation, this is something as well, if you want to snowball your lead, this is where most people struggle a little bit. This is the moment where if you want to start an objective, this is a bit more advanced, but not really. You don't really want to start your objective unless your laners can actually move to you. So you can see here how he's not starting it. He's actually looking at, okay, can I help the fight? Can I make sure my Jax is coming to me? And then if you can come to him, then he basically wants to start objective. Right now he sees Rengar 1 HP. Well, they're probably not going to be contesting this. So I'll just do the objective here. So as he's doing the objective here, of course, he, you know, like, it's the same thing. He generated the lead, which is he got the objective. And do you see what he's doing? He's pinging his mid lane to play safe. Because if you do an objective, this is the only timer can have your laners die. So especially if you do an objective, you just gotta spam ping and hope they survive. And right now you can see that he's actually pinging his teammates to play safe, but they still end up dying. But this is the consistency part, right? You need to be consistent with this to get consistent results. If you never do this, your laners will die more often, and that is not as good. Because as a jungler, let's be real, you're farming 70 to 80% of the time, and the only thing you can control is communicating to your teammates, back off. You see here, he's like, please do not fight. I just want to take my camps. I just want to base. I don't want to look for this fight. And he wants to play for Drake next. And pay attention. Every single time as a jungler, you want to think about what objective you want to play for with the strongest laner. As he's in base, he has some free time to think. If you want to be consistent and get win streaks, you want to increase your chances of winning by taking good fights, by taking fights with your strongest members, right? So look, here now writes, play with these. He's clearly thinking, okay, I would love to play for the Drake with my Jax and Akali. So now he's thinking, okay, what objective do I want to play for? Drake up to 30, Otcon spawning 310. So before that, he's now thinking, okay, it's kind of far away, the objectives. What do I want to play for next? Do you see how he's pinging his Nautilus in his face here? Like, hey, I need you for the blue buff. Don't fucking base. Come. Nautilus still decides to base, but at least I think he knows, okay, I need to go from base towards the buff. Okay, in this situation, let's see what happens. And this is as well, the one thing I'm going to explain now is crucial. Every single time you want to hit a tower. Every single time you want to hit a wave. Every single time you are just about to take a fight. You want to look at minimap and take a look at numbers. Here he fucked up. He wants the Herald to tank so he can start hitting it. Now he's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna take it. But either way, right now is very crucial to look minimap. What's the problem here? And let's look minimap before he hits, okay? Akali is on bot lane. No one is showing bot lane. Face showing mid lane now. And Jack's not here. And Nola's not here. So technically, this is a 2v4. So now, obviously, he doesn't want to fight. And, you know, you just want to run away. I do think enemy team broke their arms a little bit, but now, they managed to turn this fight around. Just so you know, they're kind of far ahead. So this happened to work out, and then Kali had teleport. But this situation here, he actually risked a little bit the safety of... I mean, I think Cassio should never die here, honestly. I think Cassio is just out of position, if I look at it. Because Cassio can just run away right now. And he will be Gucci. And yeah, Mundo wouldn't be able to die, you know, because Mundo, you know, so... But my point here is that, like, this is where most low elo people struggle, which is that they don't look minimap. Right now, you can look on the minimap that Smolder and Zed, they tried to go on the Jax here, you see? 3 men on Jax. So now Mundo is like, okay, I have a small opportunity to, like, pop this objective here and just crash it, right? Which would have been good. If Mundo didn't take tower aggro, Herald took it, they could just run away and it's piss chilling, right? I think this would have been dead already earlier. But now, this is where most people int. In this, like I said, in this case, it happened to work out. But it's very crucial you look minimap and count numbers before you hit the tower. Because I can see a lot of people dying here, not recognizing, oh fuck, the enemy team was moving to me. But yeah, anyway, this managed to work out. So that's Gucci, because, well, they're kind of ahead, right? But now, as you can see, they just took some objectives again. It's the same thing. What would you like to play for next? And then, of course, communicating to your laners to not grief and play with your strongest members. So now he's like, okay, let me clear my topside camps. Do you see the pattern? The pattern is basically, he knows what to play for, right? He knows how to increase chances of winning. And basically, just young track, right? So, how does he increase his chance of winning? Well, now he knows what to play for, which is Drake. And now he wants to clear his topside camps to get his item power spike, to be as strong as possible, and then look to play for the objective. So right now, basically, he knows what to play for. He knows if he wants to go for a Drake fight, he wants to be as strong as possible. He's now pinging on the minimap. Careful, guys. Just don't end right now. I'm taking my camps. You see he's pinging them to be careful. So he did these 3 steps. And now he's pinging on the way to the objective. Now he's pinging his top lane to play safe, because guess what? If the enemy team is smart, they should understand they cannot fight a Drake. But you see, he's just being as consistent as possible with the fundamentals to get the best results. And I'll be showing you after this game a bit more other games. It's not like the only game he's doing this, right? And just so you know, why did I take this game? It's his last game to rank 1. He's playing Mundo, so he doesn't have like as much agency as Rengar. But the fundamentals that he's doing on other champs as well is just being very consistent with it. And even on Rengar, he even does it better, actually, by the way, just so you know. But yeah, you can see right now, he's taking his camp. And now, well, one thing I want to highlight here. Right now, he's not pinging his teammates to back off. Why is that? Swiss Face showing bot lane, Smolder showing mid lane, Rengar showing top lane. In high elo, people can do quick maths. This is gonna be a 3v2 for his teammates. So this fight that they're taking, I call this like a fast play. They can one-shot this guy really fast, and then they can bounce. If their laners were all there, which is all enemy team were there, he should have pinged them back. But in this case, it was completely fine. So don't ping your laners to back off if they actually have numbers. So try to think a little bit as well about, okay, is this actually a good fight they're taking, you know? Ooh, do you see here as well? It's a very small thing, but the Otacon is up right now. Do you see right now how he's basically pinging Cassio in his face? Stop that. Don't go mid lane. Let Jax catch mid lane and move towards the objective. And now Cassio's like, oh, okay, I'm coming. Such a small thing, okay? Makes such a big difference. Because if he doesn't have his Cassiopeia here, this is just hard. So communicating those things and what you want from your teammates is very essential. And if they don't listen, you have to adapt. I know most people struggle with adapting. Like I know all of you, not all of you, but most of you junglers are like, you pinged and you're like, oh my god, my laners didn't listen. Yes, that's on you and you have to adapt. In the end, League is like a fighting game with strategy and you have to learn as well how to adapt if your teammates are griefing. Classic. But yeah, anyway, right now you see as well, but it's just these small things, right? Like Jax is instantly getting caught, so this doesn't look like a good fight anymore. Worst case, Jax dies. Actually, that's not the worst case. Worst case, or best case, Jax dies. Worst case, everyone else tries to follow and die. So now he's communicating, back off, don't fight. And just kite backwards, you know, and see what happens. And now enemy team is overextending, and they're dying. But do you see basically how like very small pings to communicate, don't fight here. Okay, and then if enemy team is trolling, you can fight. Is very crucial. And because of that, they now win the fight, get the tower, and let's see what ends up happening, okay? And this is something as well you have to understand, but just look right now. A lot of people here, I'm gonna go right here, okay? Would base right now, which by the way, I think you can 100% base right here, just so you know. He has 2.4k gold. I have no doubt in my mind that he can press base right now, run straight into top side with 2.4k gold spent. But he wants to take his blue buff to give the blue buff to everyone. But you see, he wants to base. He's pinging, I want the recall, okay? And this is where most people struggle. Mundo wants to base. However, all his laners are on the map, and I can promise you, even if he hasn't spent his gold, his laners are so fucking OP. If you can see your laners are gonna overextend, and they probably have no signs of backing off, and you're strong enough anyway, instead of basing, if just to clarify, if all of your laners based already, and they don't have to base, and they're gonna play in an enemy jungle, you need to follow them. Because if you decide to base right now as Mundo, right, and your laners are all on the map and full tempo, your laners are gonna die. So if you watch my mid and late game course regarding like the laner tracking as well, you'll understand that you need to be able to match laners if possible, and if you don't, they might die. Imagine Mundo not being here, maybe this could have went wrong, right? Even though he has 3k gold. Whether he bases or not, they would still win this. If he bases and his teammates are here and they die, he would have lost. Or maybe Cassio would have gotten one shot, right? Maybe Cassio wouldn't have done this, but I assume not all of you guys are Challenger or very high elo, and it's not that surprising that Cassiopeia would do this alone. But simply being able to adapt to the circumstances of your teammates is very crucial. And now they got some juicy kills, got their blue buff again, and because of that, they just now won the game. And now you can see the bros are hugging him like, yo, let's fucking go. I mean, it's so nice to see though, honestly. I mean, honestly, it's really nice. But anyway, this is just like a Mundo game where I explained to you a bit of like his communication, okay? Now I'm gonna show you some other examples of his Rengar games, and just to showcase to you guys what he does in Rengar as well consistently. Let's get to it. Alright, now we go to some Rengar gameplay, boys. So this is a Ricky Rengar game, and I just really want to highlight something that makes him very consistent, okay? So look, right now he's pinging on the way towards the Wukong, and he wants to fight him, okay? Mid lane is priority, but I'm gonna go a bit back before, okay? And I want you to look at the minimap and see what happens, okay? You can see right now that, well, Kai'Sa and Nidalee can move first. So before he takes his fight, look at Kai'Sa here. Kai'Sa here is moving first, so now he's instantly like, okay, well, if enemy AD carry is moving first, even though I have mid lane priority, I'm not fighting that. I know it's a very small thing, but you dying once like that because enemy laner is moving and you not seeing that, this tells me that before you take a fight, right? Before taking a fight, look who is first. As a jungler, most of the times you're playing champions that are melee. Lane priority matters a lot because if your laner is moving first, you can run him down. If your laner is not coming first and you take a prolonged fight, even if you kill the enemy jungler, you might die to the enemy laner. So this is very crucial, okay? Let's look at the next example. So right now, in this example here, okay? I want you to look at the game state, and I just took different clips from different games to just see how we got like a 90-win streak, right? And basically right now, both objectives are spawning, and here's the thing. I would say that he's not 100% sure if he can play teamfights. Wukong kill is a bit stronger than Twisted Fate Rengar in teamfights, right? So knowing that enemy team is probably slightly stronger in teamfights and Rengar gets countered by their champions, what is he doing? He's thinking, okay, I want a cross map. This is such a simple thing, but if you know your champion's strength, which is playing side lane, why would you go for a teamfight when you have less than 50% chance of winning? Just ping your other laners to play safe, take the Drake, and the moment you take the Drake, you get to stall the game, which means you get to play more in the side lane, which is Rengar's biggest strength. And now, because this simple call, which made him to decide to not go for the Herald play, enemy Yasuo for some reason was like, oh well, let me push the bottom wave, and he ends up dying. And now because he ends up dying, guess what? He's getting the bottom waves, and because he's getting the bottom waves, now he's joining his camps as well. And he's putting extra resources in his pocket, right? And of course, like, the fights he takes as well, look here. He wants to go for the blue buff. He has WW, insane healing. And now you can see, he's going in. And just, yeah, getting a little free kill here. Boom. Nice. A simple cross map like that, he got so much gold. And now, of course, he's pinging his teammates to back off. And look what happens. This is what happens very often, and this is a mistake. He's pinging his teammates to back off. He wants to farm. He has no ultimate. He's seeing right now what he can do, but he really doesn't want to fight, by the way. You see how he's pinging his teammates back off? Even now, back off. But he's still open to the possibility of them inting. But now he made a mistake. He jumped in, tried to help his inter Nico, and he died. He's like, bro, police! And this is the mistake people make very often. The mindset you want to have is like, okay, I don't want to fight right now. It's fine to stay around a little bit and see if you can do something, but you should be willing to let your teammates die. And if you want to go help them, don't risk your own life for it. And in this case, he did. And this is something you don't want to do, okay? And that's why the fighting choices is very important. So now let's go to the next example. In this example here, basically what ends up happening is that he just took 4 stacks on the Skull Crab, right? After he gets 4 stacks, there's no camps up, well, there's no objectives. So he's just ulting for vision. This is a fight choice, right? He's ulting for vision. The enemy team doesn't see him, okay? But he's now seeing their bot lane, seeing their mid lane, and usually, if they walk up a little bit, they're just cooked. So as long as you have 4 stacks, okay, and if there's no objectives up, go for a fight. And you can see it just took the fight and then, well, found a pick. Wukong failed to adapt and he inted. And then Yasuo gets cooked as well. Big. Very big. So now let's go to another example. And this fight especially, as Rengar, the fight choices you want to have, well, you have 4 stacks. Pressure ultimate if there's no objectives, no camps anyway. Worst case, you don't get anything, back to farm. Best case, you get a kill and you get bonuses like that. Next example. In this example here, basically what's happening is that Drake is spawning, the 4 Drake. This is a Rengar Deluxe, okay? Get 4 stacks, no matter what. After you get 4 stacks, you see this little bad boy here? You want to make sure you press ultimate. And ideally, Q someone with your 4 stacks. This is a very small thing, but you see here, Yasuo, he knows he has enough movement speed to just go here, jump on him. Proceeds to one-shot him, and now take a look how he fights. Instead of him jumping in on their backline here, okay? He jumps on the plant, eats him from safe distance. Now he's waiting for the right opportunity to go in again. But here, by simply him, you know, one-shotting the Yasuo, getting 4 stacks again, he's not getting chunked or anything. He's going for like a small victory here. And of course, if they win this, they get the Drake as well. But he's not risking his life here, you see? So even as an assassin, he's keeping optimal distance and, you know, playing it quite well. And then he gets the win. So now we go to another example, and this is a bit more like fighting slash mechanics, I guess. But it's just have the 4 stacks here. 4 stacks, you're Thanos, okay? Alright, now next example. This is like a fight, and I just want you to pay attention to this fight. Nothing's happening too crazy. He doesn't want to fight here, but this is what makes the difference as well, okay? This is a game he's not even ahead. But you see right now how he could look to jump in before, right now. He's playing a bit safe, waiting till TF uses gold card, waiting till he uses card there. And now he's like going in. Boom. And just so you know, now he managed to get his Gromp. And he's now back alive. And now because he's alive, and this is a very small, big thing, okay? But a lot of people here would potentially greed right now earlier and just trade 1 for 1. The mindset you want to have, ideally, is don't trade kills. Because if you trade kills, you lose tempo. If you lose tempo, and you can't use your ultimate off cooldown, that's bad. Just because he didn't die here, okay? Look what happens. He's now alive. He has his ultimate coming up in 10 seconds. Drake is spawning in 1 minute, okay? As a Rengar, you suck at 5-5. So what is he trying to do? And this is what makes him very consistent. He knows he fucking sucks at 5-5. What does he try to do? He tries to push side lane. And why is this? It's to force the enemy team to show on the top side. If the enemy team responds to top lane here, he gets to go to the Drake and get man advantage, right? You see how it's 40 seconds before the objective? So right now, usually, if someone shows top lane, guess what? This is now an opportunity for you to look for a fast fight. So the mindset right now is, okay, I really want to look for a fight as fast as possible, if possible. Because Talon showed top side, if he needs the base, he's late on the play. Even if he doesn't need the base, he's still late. So you can see right now, this is just giving vision. Because obviously Drake is spawning and they're like, oh, we're cheesing, guys. But no, you're not cheesing. Now Ornn is ulting, boom, a free pick just like that. This sequence all the way from here, him simply not dying, made him able, and this is how he kept the winning streak as well, right? Without, like, I'm not even kidding, such a small thing, but him dying here, him not being able to push out top lane, him not being able to force Talon on the top lane here, would have made the situation not playable. I can promise you that. If Talon is here, they're all grouped up, it's a straight 5-5. But now, because they don't have their Talon, it's pretty cooked here as well. And of course, I do think the positioning could have been a bit better, considering where his jungler was. And the enemy jungler here is probably not pinging, careful, careful, I'm not there, guys, wait for me. And because of that, there's now a team fight. And let's take a look at this fight a little bit as well. But you can see that, you know, he's keeping his 4 stacks, waiting for them to use all their abilities, yoinking the Drake. And now, because they end up winning this fight here, right? They're actually making a comeback. And now they're actually back in the game. Just because he simply didn't trade kills, okay? It's such a small thing, but you not trading kills, you having tempo, you generating man advantage is so big. But that's basically how he got these really consistent results, by understanding and communicating what he wants to play for, what he wants his teammates not to do, and being able to adapt to his teammates' inting. Most of the times, he's just seeing what he can do. If there's nothing he can do, he would just back off. And of course, the fights he decides to take. He's very aware of numbers and understands, okay, we have +1, we don't have +1, I want to take this fight, I don't want to take this fight. Yeah, I mean, that leads to him being able to carry and win these many games. And yeah, I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. There's a lot of stuff I explained, but I can't explain everything very, very in depth. But if you want to see in depth what you can expect, I basically have a mid and late game course where I literally explain you like everything, how to create the habits, how to avoid stupid deaths, tempo on each single role, how to communicate perfectly, understanding as well how to play for certain objectives that I couldn't explain as well, and how to play around objectives, what to do after objectives, how to use Baron, and basically everything. And just so you know, I would only recommend this if you're, generally speaking, Emerald Plus. If you're below that, it's usually not as good, because just focus on your early game and you should be able to get Emerald minimum. And if you have one of my courses and you don't climb, I would just give you a 100% refund, right? Because I'm a believer that if you get a course, you spend time watching it and you don't climb, I'm pretty sure that you will climb, but if you don't, I would refund you. So, for example, this is one of my students. He went from Platinum to Diamond by getting a session and a mid and late game course. By understanding the fundamentals and how to apply that, it makes it so much easier to just climb. And it's not even for low elo, right? Even for high elo, like, it works. But it takes time and practice. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video about Nattynatt. And let me know what you guys learned and what to apply in your own games in the comments. And have a nice day. Peace.